going to try to. We're going to try to. Of course, Stephen's...
I've got no volume.
It's all right. You will in a second. It's all right. I'll feed it back in.
I've got no volume button.
Okay. Anyway, so here we are again on a Saturday morning. Darling, come say hello. Quick, come say hello. She's got to go to work, so she's going to do a quick appearance. Here's the birthday girl.
Have breakfast.
So lost her again. Come down. You can just come down. Say hello. Hello, everybody. So it's Fidelity Cresta. Fidelity Cresta, say hello.
Hello.
And Stephen and Oggy here. Say hello.
Stephen.
And Lord Dark.
Hi, how are you?
How's the birthday girl?
Happy birthday.
Everybody's singing happy birthday.
Thank you.
Yep, she's.
Thank you.
She needs to
very
go and
much.
get her colour done.
Yeah.
New hairstyle. New hair. Cut your hair.
Well, she's going to get her hair cut. She's going to go blonde. She says she's going to go blonde for me.
She's cut it shorter, isn't she?
Well, it is long. It is shorter. It's
shorter now.
Short already, but.
Yeah, I noticed.
But yeah, that's how much regrowth you got in the 3 months with that. Paul in Sydney, get a how you do it. So you're going to go work?
Yeah.
Going to go make money?
Yep.
Good.
Hey, good girl, not same you, Ale.
Not saying me.
Play game.
Play game. Yeah. It's a hard job. It's a hard life playing games.
Okay, play game all the time.
She always looks good. Makes me look good too. Yeah, I know. You're going to give me a kiss goodbye?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Have breakfast? She had breakfast or what?
You had breakfast yet? You eat?
Yeah, I finished. Everything finished.
Everything finished?
And
Vegemite on toast?
have to go
Vegemite
now.
on toast?
Okay.
Okay, thank you for
Vegemite
happy
bread.
birthday, everybody. ขอบคุณค่ะ
Okay. Oh, what a great shot that is. Okay, so she's made an appearance. That's the main thing.
A lot of leverage. Gives you a lot of leverage there.
Magic dude. I wish I was a lot closer. Wish I was a little closer. That's right. He needs a really good cut. So last time Magic Dude was, she cut his hair, and he says the best haircut he's had in years. But yeah, so here we are on a Saturday morning, and let's just see if we can have a relaxing chat. I was watching a post on my Facebook feed. Supposedly, JC had a video pulled down by YouTube. And he obviously put it up on his website, and it goes on. What he's done, he's taken a George Carlin sketch talking about the immune system, and unfortunately, he's probably not familiar with the way copyright laws work. That is a complete breach of copyright. He had more than 30 seconds of that video displaying in the video, so of course it's going to get taken down. Not much you can do about that. But I don't want to sort of diss, JC. He's a good guy. I like what he does, but unfortunately, if it's somebody else's material, you can't use it. That's it. That's the end of the story. It doesn't matter how much you plead in ignorance or put the disclaimers on your videos. The law is a law, right? YouTube aren't lawyers. They just have a sort of mandate the fact that if you do something wrong like that, if you use somebody else's video, they're not going to get involved. That's it. They're just going to just remove the video. End of story, because they don't want to go to court, right? They don't want to be responsible. They know how their lawyers know how the copyright law works, right? It's going to be you, and obviously the custodians of the George Carlin, video archives. It's going to be you two contesting that issue in court, and YouTube just want to stay the fuck out of it. Anyway, so if you put that sort of thing, it doesn't matter how much fair use fucking warnings you put over it, means nothing at all. Basically, fair use is fair use.
Make sure you copy it right.
Yeah, maybe sort of 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there, with commentary. Right, as you're adding something to that video, that's how it works, right? But I know, there's been a whole bunch of this stuff going on the last 6 months, not just in JC's just fallen foul to the whole thing, which is a it's just the end of the story on that one. But people
And
have
he
just
lost
got.
the video, didn't he?
Oh, they just took the video down. I don't know. There's no strikes against his account, but and he's just put it up on another
No big
hosting
deal.
site. Yeah. CDN sites, you can put this stuff up and in your own thing. Like I said, I put copyright material up on my Discord channel all the time. It's not being monitored. It's not their responsibility. It's a private chat channel. Remember the days in the 1970s when you used to sit there with the video cassette recorder?
No, before my time.
Yeah, you're right. Sit there with a video cassette recorder, ready to hit the sort of the record button on the radio play when your favourite song came on. Those were the days. And then of course you'd put the tape in one of those dual deck tape recorders, and you'd make a copy from one tape to the other and give it to your mates. That's your awesome, or your awesome list. Or whatever. I think there was something that came out recently with the Guardians of the Galaxy. There were Awesome Mix Volume 1 and Awesome Mix Volume 2. But it just reminded, flashbacks to those days, when you're sitting there on the radio sort of with the two finger salute on the recorder, because you had to press the play and the record at the same time. Millennials, they don't know what. They have no... Millennials, they got no idea how it works. There was a little video that... I've got here in my just for fun here, for instance, and it's actually of these two guys. Again, I don't know. It's probably this doesn't probably get my video taken.
You have 4
Wait, let me sort of see
minutes.
let's see if I can get it to play properly, and bring it over here, and get me out of the screen for a second. Here it is.
You have 4 minutes to dial that phone number.
And they just sit there and they're looking at this thing.
That's
They've
it?
got no
With that
idea
phone.
what the fuck to do with this
Kyle, move
phone.
your butt over. I don't want your butt in the video. There you go.
It's all the way from here.
Yeah.
They've just got no fucking clue at
Oh, no,
all.
zero's all the way over. Oh, how do I restart?
Oh, but yeah,
Alright.
we got to laugh at the younger generation. Again, what do you do? Anyway, so Stephen, how are you this morning?
Yeah, good.
Good?
The what do you call it? Discord worked. I got straight on, and everything's cool. Oggy was there. You were there. A busy week though. A really busy week. Back at work, face to face.
So they actually
And, not
they got you
enjoying
in,
that.
they got you in front of students again, have they?
Yeah, but everybody seems to think the coronavirus, or he's not mentioned that. Sorry,
That's
is
right.
over. They seem to think it's over, but it's still there. But people thinking, oh, it's okay now. But no.
Well, people are
They
waking
had
up.
to keep-
Yeah, people are waking up to the bullshit. Right? We've now got 3 months it's 5 months worth of data, and the data is just quite obviously saying this thing here is being blown all out of proportion. There's no doubt about the skewing of the data. We've got to look at Asia. Okay, so you got to ask the question. Like Australia seemed to have got on top of it, right? Asia really haven't had an issue with it. Thailand had 3,000 cases. We've pretty much got everybody out of hospital now, and 57 deaths or something like that. It's and you got to look at America. Well, as I said, I think we said it a week or two ago. There is evidence now the fact that the hospitals in America get paid to write a sniffle off, and a death sniffle, off as a COVID-19 case. Without even testing, if you're hard of breathing, like somebody sort of said it, when anybody's dying, they're finding shortness of breath is pretty typical for somebody who's dying. Doesn't have to be COVID. This is where it all goes wrong. What's going on in America is just completely ridiculous. What's going on in England and Europe? Europe seems to have got a grip of the whole thing, but England, well, don't know what's going on.
It is
over
horrible
there.
if you get it. It is horrible though if you get it.
Oh yeah, look.
Apparently,
Here's the other one. here's the other. Like I've been sort of chatting with a couple of guys like from in our Facebook, and Andrew, for instance. We've been bouncing things back and forward. There was a doctor in America. Her voice is being suppressed, right? And she says, "Look, I'm treating my patients, right, with chloroquine, right, and it's working, but she's had threatening emails from the CDC saying this is unconscionable practice because it's not been rated for this disease." But her counterpoint is the fact that, but it's been approved by the CDC for human consumption for anti-inflammatory. Now, here's the problem with the virus that we've got. It is an inflammatory disease. It creates a sort of inflammation in the lungs and other parts of your body, right? The best treatments are anti-inflammatories, like paracetamol, and like arthritis treatments, because like this is hydrochloroquine's used for arthritis, it's used for malaria, it's used for a few other inflammatory illnesses, and it's never been a problem. There has been a couple of deaths from it because people are basically self-prescribing. They're not going to see a doctor, they're going to go and grab their arthritis medicine and just shove it in there. Well, of course, that's going to kill you, right? Just like paracetamol. If you take a freaking jar of paracetamol, it's going to kill you guys, right? It's not designed to have a jar full. It's, 4 a day, maybe, for 3 or 4 days. The symptoms persist, see your doctor. Don't take half a dozen and say, hope, I got COVID. Of course, it's going to freaking kill you guys. But yes, she's just saying she's been told by the medical authorities that she's not to prescribe it, right? And here's the real facts. The real facts is the fact that hydrochloroquine, right, the patent ran out in 2015, which means anybody can make it, right? And they don't have to pay a license fee, right? This is why it's not being prescribed, because the people who run the governments, right, the pharmaceutical industries in the governments in America, the pharmaceutical governments in Europe and in England, they don't stand to make any money. All you got to think about it, follow the money trail. Where is the money going?
The medical fraternity's like every other one, like the legal fraternity, like everybody wants to keep all the knowledge and ideas to themselves.
Yep.
And so they say it's got to be peer reviewed before we even acknowledge it. So you've got to argue like hell to get any new discovery through or new theory through. They've got to go through all the knobheads who've appointed themselves as the star chamber for all knowledge. And this is why we haven't got cures. I believe we haven't got cures for many of the cancers that
totally.
Because it's just a very small amount of people. And you see that once you go to university, you see that all the time. Your opinion's not welcome. It's only what you've read, and you've got to stand on the shoulders of what other people have done. So they keep all the knowledge very structured and peer-reviewed. And so if it doesn't belong in the medical journal, it's not even looked at.
Mm-hmm. Another day in Parasite, yeah. Paradise, sorry. Another day in Paradise. It's just crazy what's going on out there. Hi, inmates. Yeah, we're all under forced. What do you call it? What would be the best word to describe it? I said we've been out.
Anything from sanitarium and Fidelity Quest.
Anyway, we did get to go out this week, so let me just quickly do a channel review so that, and we'll get back to this shit, of course. Do more life. He's still streaming. What's his topic for the day? What's his topic for the day? Live now. The story of Southeast Asia. Okay, we could have a story about Southeast Asia too. Anyway, so as we've got the live stream going live now. Chanya's birthday, that was a video I put out yesterday. Thanks for all the happy birthday wishes, guys. I'm going to get my face out of the thing here. Have all the happy birthday wishes. That's all excuse me, all great. The other one we put out earlier this week was some crazy things about the new normal. And this is an example of, the sort of craziness that we've got to deal with, right? Not just here, but I'm pretty sure it's happening everywhere. We're a couple. We live together, right? We spend apart from when she's working, of course, but when she's in the home and when we're in the house together, or we're in the same environment. Yet you want to go out to eat something? Sorry, you have to sit at that table, she has to sit at this table. What the fuck is that all about? Come on, wake the fuck up, guys. It's crazy. Anyway, so
I think what it does, Warren, it creates another level. I spoke about this on another channel. They then have to check that everybody's bona fides. Are you married? Are you a couple? Or are you just saying you are so you can sit together? Then I think that's the reason. It's too hard to police.
Yeah, I can see the negative side. But we had 5 cases or something yesterday. Really?
But it is stupid. It is stupid though.
Yeah.
It's a bit overkill. I mean, especially when you see those videos where they're sitting at separate tables, the whole family. If you've got 4 kids, they're all sitting at 5 tables.
Anyway, so we decided to have rather than go out to a restaurant. We normally go out for birthdays. We go out to a restaurant and eat together, dinner. Have somebody else take care of shit. We said, no, sorry, if they're going to put you on separate tables, what's the point of that? So let's just do a barbecue at home. And it was great. We couldn't eat all that food. I think we bought 1,400 baht worth of food. So that's what, 21, whatever, so it's 50, maybe $70 worth of food, right, for all those people. And we didn't get through it all. We were absolutely stuffed. But it was a lovely meal, even though we were cooking it ourselves. Those little barbecue hot plate things with the shibui, what do they call it, in the centre? They are absolutely great things to eat from. And you just sit there and I would have put on 2 kilos that night, just because the beer and the food, and you're just eating little bits, a little bit here, a little bit there, and you wait 2 minutes for the next piece to be cooked and eat. You don't realise how much you're eating. God. Anyway, so we had 2 videos this week. With another one coming out tomorrow. We were out on Wednesday. We went out with Uncle. So Wednesday was her birthday party. Thursday was the after party. So we went out to the Chata Tamachat restaurant. So that'll be released tomorrow. It's up there on the website if you want to see it now. It's also in our links here on our Discord channel too. And we got Blues Inc. just joined us. Hello, Blue. How are you?
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, Blue Sync.
Anyway, so it looks like Stephen's got another live stream set for this Sunday. So he had one this morning, and he's got one set for this tomorrow afternoon. Looks like he's gone off his Saturday afternoon show. That's all right. Down in Thailand, what's he up to? The new normal? No thanks. Yeah, I think we're all waking up to this bullshit that we have to deal with, and hopefully we'll have some sort of normality coming back. Mind you, I was reading an article this morning on Thai visa. It was actually sort of reposted, from the Reuters or something. They're talking about the plight of the go-go bars here in Thailand, and it's there are complete suggestions of the fact that pretty much we're not going to see the go-go bars coming back to Thailand anytime soon. That's one industry that's just definitely going to be on the last of the last lists of things that will open.
People are polarised on that issue.
Yeah, Banana King. Yeah, so he's got a new time slot, has he? How are you, Adrian? Anyway, you doing good up wherever you are, having fun? Anyway, Maggie, what's she done? There we go. Thai farmer girl. There isn't enough rain, and my mum needs to work. Yes. Although we've had a bit of rain here in Bangkok, Maggie is only 4 subs away from 1,000. Okay, if you're not subbed to Maggie's channel, here we go. Let's see if we can get that. That's Maggie's channel. Control C. Let me go to my page. If you're not subbed to Maggie's channel, get on there and just quickly go follow that link there. Just right click, open a new tab. Don't leave my channel, right? And go and hit that subscribe button. Anyway, what's that? Apple Watch. Yeah, so, lovely girl. I got to meet her when Don was out here. And Don's a great guy too. Back in a moment. I'm subbed. Thai-tastic, how are you today? Where are we going? Let's go quickly going through the list. Brian's Thailand. Building. Everybody's sort of taking these opportunities to build shit, which is a lot of fun. No time to be sad. I was not expecting this. So he's... actually, something I wasn't expecting. I got an email from my brother. Looks like Mother's will was finalised over the week. They wanted my bank details. That was totally unexpected. I did ask about my father's will, of course, and I found out the final story of that. The lawyer that was in charge of the settlement, right, was disbarred for embezzlement 2 years ago, and he died of a heart attack, I think earlier this year, right, and everything was in his wife's name. Worked that shit out. So it looks like father's estate has been settled and we don't get a penny. Not that I was ever really banked on it, but sure, it's the sort of bullshit you have to deal with fucking with lawyers and crap. I don't know.
Some dodgy gold digger.
It really is. Anyway, so what have we got here from Thai-tastic? How do you observe social distancing while having a bar fight? Some of the titles, you got to laugh at them, don't you? He's doing a premiere also coming out. Premiere set for 4 p.m. today. Asia's beach apartments for review. Just to let you know, your future posts to TMV, the Thai Vloggers Unite, have all been pre-approved. That's all right. Thanks, Thai-tastic. Well, we all work together the same stuff. You know how it works. I didn't worry about that sort of stuff. I know you're not as avid on the social media as what I am, but it's all good. It all works out in the end. Anyway, so Thailand Unplugged. What's he got there? So he's got popular uploads. So he's got his news articles, news from Thailand, number 900. God, so he does them in fives, I guess. Yeah, so I think he does 5 articles per video, doesn't he? Yeah. But yeah, so if you want to keep up to date with a slant on the news, you're always going to check out Thailand Unplugged. Robert Mack in Asia. He hasn't joined us yet. Sid C, g'day, Mr. Troll to everyone. How you doing? You come to troll, have you? Any US protests in Thailand? No, we're not even seeing any Thai protests in Thailand at the moment. People are just getting on with life and just dealing with the shit, Yeah, they might have a bunch of rules, but see, people trying to find a way around all the weird rules we have over here. It's the way Thailand goes. We're actually going to we're going to try to see if we can do this. I was talking to Psycho the other day about actually having a sort of a talk session about just the idiosyncrasies we have here in Thailand. The Thai law is pretty much very similar to US and Australian laws, but the thing is, they just don't get enforced. He was particularly taking, having a comment on the pictures I posted on Facebook at that restaurant we were at on Thursday. Where people are sitting at legs hanging over the edge and everything else. How it had never happened in America because of all the occupational health and safety bullshit you have to deal with over there. And same in Australia, of course. It's just you just never get that sort of environment. And you go on, well, we have those laws here too, but they just get ignored, and we might do it. We're planning to do a piece, like a talkback piece, on those sort of weirdnesses that we sort of see, but we just don't know when we're going to do it because we've got to try to coordinate 3 different time zones and shit like that. Oh my God. Anyway, Robert Max, got to visit this beautiful place, Mojave Lake in Nevada. Looks nice, yeah. If I could just get to America. Yeah. The SN Farang, banana cake diversion, living in New Montani. Banana cake diversion. Okay, that's an interesting title. Vaz Florio, Thailand culture is so good. I know in face. I follow in face. I keep going. What follow in face? Yeah, okay, whatever. Facebook. You follow in Facebook. Okay, right, I get it. FB is usually the thing with. LB, ladyboys. You got questions about ladyboys? I'm here to answer them. That's all right. My girl is a Saosong, right, which is a second gender female. Yes, and Farang LB. I'm not quite sure I follow what you're talking about. Is she a ladyboy? I don't know. I don't ask those questions. It's his girl. And as I said, people seem to get all wound up with this gender dysphoria issue, and it seems to threaten their own lifestyle. If you're not dating a ladyboy, it's got nothing to do with you, right? My girl's a ladyboy, or Saosong. If this is a Saosong, all good for him. But I'm not going to go and pry into his life. Who he chooses to partner with is who he chooses to partner with. It's got nothing to do with me, right? And if it is a ladyboy, all good to him. Another great adventurer out there dealing with it. Yeah, it's half the fun of Thailand, exactly. So many people get wound up with that shit, really. Anyway, moving right along. Big Fat Bestie's probably got some canned footage there from Stuff Your Face at the Robin's Nest, Carvery in Pattaya. So he's doing a review from that. This is not, all this stuff is not current. He's not actually in the country. This is all the canned footage he had from when he was over here in January. Serena... uploads cooking chicken soup. There you go. So she's going to do a chicken soup cookathon. Eyes of a Thai. My new stickers on our track, and boiled bamboo for eat. Okay, make new stickers on our track, and boiled bamboo to eat. Okay. Just check it out. 20 seconds. Rob, what's he got up to? What's he got up to this week? I did catch this one here. Rob in Thailand story time. He's gone and doing a story time. Women and beer. I think the two things Thailand's really famous for, isn't it? Aussie Thai said, David, what's here? Swallows feeding frenzy on mosquitoes in Korat. Yep. Ian Welldale, depression banished visa. Okay, I did catch that one there. He does about a minute in that video about his visa extension which he got. There's still not enough information coming out about people living here and what they're being. I did catch the one from the legal. There's a guy that does legal stuff here in Thailand. He's talking about the way the legal system works. There is a sort of a moratorium or something going on now that visas are being automatically extended, and if you're in the country, then you will not run foul of any overstay at this point in time. But if you're on a visa, you have to still do your visa renewals, even though there's the catch-all that you won't get a fine if you're on a visa that's already expired. Right, but you will need to be out of the country by the day when they opened up the borders. Right, so it's a bit of a weird one there. But what the lawyer was saying is, if you're on a work visa, or if you're on a business visa, or if you're on a marriage visa, or if you're on a retirement visa, you still got to go and do the checking in, do all the stuff that you would normally do. They're sort of foregoing any chasing down people on the 90-day extensions, but the website for 90-day extensions is working. I know I did mine. So you got to make sure you still comply with the requirements, as opposed to just letting it just slide under the mat like most people will do here in Thailand. Because when it's finished, guess what? they'll come racing, chasing you, and they'll kick you out, and then you get banned for 5 years or whatever it is. So make sure you don't fall foul of that one. No, daddy stuff. No, China has a good legal system. 99.9% conviction. Yeah, it sounds about right. Do you think it's over do you think it's over for the grand old day? Well, not so much over. As I said, well, it's the same before you joined in. It's more about the fact that we're sort of seeing the fact that go-go bars will probably be the last ever to open. But normal bars, they're now talking about getting them open, so we should start seeing some more of that stuff happening. We still don't have international travellers going in, but the government is now putting on the table incentives to encourage local tourism. So basically Thai nationals are allowed to, I only briefly read the article, they're encouraging you to visit these places, these holiday destinations here in Thailand, submit your expense report to the government, and they'll give you some money back, up to 50%. So basically going to halve the cost of a Thai going and visiting Pattaya or something like that. I think it's a good move. It's going to sort of kick the touristy part of the industry back off. Doesn't do any good for obviously foreigners that are living in Thailand, because you're not Thai. You won't get the 50% discount. So stuff you. You'd have to deal with that shit. What else we got there? Agents are now selling visas now, even if they are on amnesty. So no longer need to leave the end of July. That's right. Well, I was reading about that. There are agencies that Ian actually, I think he said he used an agency. He's always used an agency. He just paid the 2,500 baht additional on top of the visa renewal, and all done, all taken care of. No problem.
I used to do that, but I ran into a problem though.
Did you?
Yeah, when I was going home to the airport, the guy behind the customs, he pulled out my card that I'd filled in, the white card. Yeah. Another face came up on the computer.
Did they? Interesting.
So it was an Asian face, and then he just told me to go. I shat myself. I thought, oh no, I'm gone. But what they do is those agencies, they reuse the cards, the old cards, and you've got the same serial number on them.
Yeah.
And they just re-stamp them. So
there is a lot of there's a lot of dodgy stuff going on. There's definitely that goes on as well, and that's probably one of the things. Like, I want to stay in Thailand without any, so I will go and do the whole bullshit. But as I said, if you use an agency, you've got to use a reputable agency, and maybe, as I said, Ian's been using this one for a few years, he said. So
I think we had 1 month, 3 or 6 month ones that you could get extensions.
Yeah. Anyway, moving along, Stranded in Paradise. Number 40, please add to my list of benefits of the lockdown in Thailand. Please add to my list of benefits. Oh. Okay. Stranded in Paradise. Happy. Again, Stranded in Paradise. Well, we're not really stranded. I think things are starting to really relax now and getting sort of back to normal. They've got shopping centres opened. It's something I haven't sort of checked out. They got most of the places have got a little Line app check-in, and again, I did read about this thing here. There's something here in China. I think I sort of sent off to Andrew as well, about the fact that there's one province in China that this checking in app process has become mandatory, right? As another social tracking system, right? It's basically, no matter what you do, you now have to do this check-in, right? And it's going to be enforced and never relaxed. And I'm pretty sure that's going to happen around the world, As I've noticed, for the last 3 months, we've been sort of just going to 7-Eleven. When we do go to 7-Eleven, they just check your temperature and you get the hand sanitizer. Now, when you walk in the door, they've got a little freaking QR code you've got to check in with. It's all in Thai, so I know nothing about it. And I deliberately go there without my phone now. So sorry, no phone. My tutsap. So you want I'm going to buy stuff here, whether you like it or not, right? If you're not going to let me in, I'm not going to buy stuff. I'll go somewhere else. Fuck off. But then they don't have a problem with it, But yeah, so You don't want to check in, don't take your phone. If they don't let you in, well, take your business elsewhere. Um, so they're doing other live streams now, are they? I'd have to just do a refresh of that to find out who else is on. Anyway, so they're moving along quickly. Beauty in the East, night markets in Bangkok. Yes, well, we've got some night markets are opening again. Gordon Tickle, farming. That foreign bloke, building. What was it? A retired Okie. A retired Okie living in Thailand. More moving dirt in my Thai orchard. So he's more farming. Jocko up there in Chiang Mai. Thailand top level tips. Foreigner Joe. Owning a building. I had a home in Thailand as a foreigner. I think he's still looking. He's talking to Brian there in the pictures, so he's probably talking about the building sort of side of Thailand. This is something we did bring up in the video I release tomorrow. There's been sort of talk about Sukhothai again, as building something on mother's land up there. Thais, just get used to Thai people. There's never anything solid. It always seems to float variable, every day as it comes, which is one of the charming things about Thailand. Never make solid plans, because tomorrow those solid plans become very liquid. First time up Monkey Mountain. Their Thai girl gift is climbing the mountain. Hachi's View. Ao Nang, Thailand local market, another market review. Andy in his canned footage. That's his playlist. He's finished, has he? No, 16 hours. Gauls got extra time with Alfie and Nook. And RUXP4. Don, crazy ferry ride in rough seas. Always fun. Fraser. What's Fraser got? He's been doing a lot of videos lately. Why I do not have a Thai marriage visa. A lot of people choose not to. I think he's got a work visa. Bad Badger. My week. A bargain tripod and a garden visitor. Okay.
Ugh.
Bit of a camera, a bit of a tools review. Good idea to build in rural. Yeah, I know rural areas are nice. As long as I get internet, I don't care. Okay, my adventures in Thailand: monkeys, sheep, and lizards. Gotta love the wildlife here in Thailand. James abroad, house for sale in Thailand. TAC. What's a new Thai taste sensation? Pattaya beaches may reopen next month, very possibly. Banana King. Birds like Thai music, do they? Okay. And Jim Andrews. Come fly with me. Best airline in Vietnam. So looks like he's got some more stuff from Vietnam there. Graham and Pi and her son. Fishing camera works by Fam. That's the kid's name. Fam.
He redid all the solar for her. Bought two new batteries. Cost him about 5,000 baht. Set up, put in light switches. Did
they? Okay.
Yeah, ceiling lights. Yeah, he did a really good job, Brian, for Pi.
Yeah, good. It's nice to see the community coming together. Really, we all have a common interests and common goals. Good to get together. I try to do what I can. Yeah.
He knows everybody, to get the job done. It was a really nice video because she comes out, there's a light on her porch, and she goes into the room and the bathroom that's got a light then, and then they put the ceiling lights in, then a whole heap of PowerPoints. So her life's improved a hell of a lot. She can sit on the computer now and make videos and run a TV, I think she can run a fridge as well.
Papaya salad and fried rice. Bit of cooking there from I don't remember the guy's name, unfortunately. And last but not least, Nick. Players, delivery supplies some of Pattaya's poorest. he's still doing what he can to help the people out down there, which is a great thing from Nick. If you're not subscribed to Nick, I'm pretty sure you all are. Don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, so where are we? So yeah, getting back to the discussion. What's it? So they've been hacked. What, Travelling Man? Good morning, Travelling Man.
Your screen's frozen, Warren, I think.
No, it's definitely sort of broadcasting properly. I can go and check that. Let me just make sure. Yep, I can still see things happening
it's
there.
back now. It's back now.
That's
Yeah,
all
it's
right.
back now.
Anyway, so look, I'm not going to scroll back. So if I've missed anything, just say it again. Thanks for the elder scroll. Yeah, that's just what I just managed to scrape together. A lot of game development has been put on back hold because their development teams, like the whole lockdown and working from home. Which does bring me back to the fact that when I was working back in Australia, like our development team or programming team, we had 50 programmers there in the team. They were always pushing for the ability to work from home, but we had a very strict policy that they wouldn't allow that, even though I had actually built the whole infrastructure to allow and make that a very real possibility with the video feed and the exchange video system and everything else we had. Right, we were all completely set up to do what they call remote telecommuting or telework, but they had this real attitude, the fact that it missed that family work together connection.
They don't trust. They don't trust.
Yeah, more the point, they simply don't trust you. But unfortunately this has forced their hands, and this is why they want to get back everybody to work, because all the organisations out there are finding the fact that they've effectively got people working remotely when they've been banning it for all their existence, and now finding they're actually becoming more productive, right, if they do it right. That they're losing control of their workforce, and of course the thing like I know a few people here have got they're working from home as well, but
I don't think the future's not going to be either or. I think it's going to be a blend of face to face and at home.
Very possible.
Because. Like face-to-face works, obviously. That's already been proven. But to make it more efficient, you have to have also the ability to work online as well. But if you're just online by itself, it has many issues as well. If you have technical issues, everybody's out of touch.
Yeah, but if you look at something like Discord here, like we've done this obviously throughout the week and throughout the last few weeks, where you can jump in the voice chat lobby. Okay, and let me just give you a bit more of an example. So this is our Discord channel. This is all the people who are in our Discord. These are 29 people online, so you can see who's working. You can click into here. Right now, that's just the voice channels, right? But I can, I can't do it now because I've actually got the camera captured for the live stream. But Stephen can quickly flick on his camera. Stephen, flick on your camera. Well, if you're not brave, then.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll do that for you. Just on a sec. There we go. Yeah.
Right, so then Stephen can flick on his camera there, and he can have a conversation there with us, right? And then if Oggie's around somewhere, or he was around, is he around? Looks like he's coming in. There's Oggie. So, and we can actually have a workplace environment, at all the points around the planet. Right, Of course, my mixer won't mix in the audio for the live stream properly, but that's another thing altogether. But yeah, so as I said, what's different between this and a pod? Like if you a working pod, we can be there chatting. Of course, keeping everybody on track every day is another matter because the conversations quite often disappear. But you can have sort of these one-on-one conversations. Like we could have everybody coming in here and doing that if you really wanted to. The Discord link's down below. You got a camera set up. Probably not do the do the test today, but come and join the live stream, come and join the Discord anytime you want, and come and join in the fun. Stephen with his finger there. Of course, I've got I'm in the middle of things, which doesn't make it easier. But you get the idea. So, and I think we can get up to 25 people in a conversation, and it's a free application. Why more people aren't falling into these sort of things for these workplace pods? Anyway, I think we've had enough of Stephen and his dark sunglasses. His risky, his Tom Cruise risky business sunglasses. Anyway, well, let's take that off screen. Anyway, yeah, close your. Sorry, they're not seeing you now, Stephen. It's all right.
I'll show it off.
Yeah, you just don't quite have enough bandwidth on your length to run video across countries.
These are really
like
good, these ones.
Yeah, your risky business sunglasses.
I wish. Sure, I look like Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Man, Bobby Crush, imagine explaining to your granddad that this is work. Well, listen, what gets me is the fact that we had sort of similar technologies in my organisation. Like I think I joined that organisation in 2002. I was already fitting Polycom video conferencing systems into organisations through my own business throughout the 90s. It's nothing was new. The technologies were there and they were sort of being leveraged. But people were just businesses are very stoic and hate to deal with change that they don't understand. One of the biggest challenges of being an IT.
They like to keep it all in-house too. They like.
Well, no, it's more about the fact that, I think we've talked about this recently on privately. It's about the fact is, here's me. I'm putting this stuff into their organisation to make the organisation to work better, but they don't know how it works. So, in one sense, they've lost control because you've got this guy Warren, the IT geek, the IT guru, putting all this technology in to make these sort of things work, but we don't know. We don't know what it is. We don't know. We're losing control of our business. This is our business, not Warren's business. So you're always being pushed into the back. Always, they don't give a shit. Yeah, Warren, give you a pat on the back. It's nice, but we can't see that working for us. And that was the best write-off.
Our mob's just bought a new package with Zoom, They'd rather pay that than use some crap that I've recommended, like Google Hangouts. It works for what I do. And they've also got a new facility on there now that you can put more faces on. So it's getting closer. It's free too. They've just added it in the last few weeks. And I haven't investigated it yet, but you should have a look at it. It's, a whole range of new things you can do now.
And of course, the early adopters of these technologies that come out, and quite frankly, the technology landscape changes every 3 months, right? That's the sort of the rate of change we get in the technology sector. And if you're not on top of that, then your business goes down the gurgler. It doesn't really go down the gurgler, right? They're no longer a dynamic, go get 'em business. And this is where a lot of businesses fail after a few years. If they don't leverage what's new and get with the program, they disappear. It's just the way life is. The recycling the old in with the new. Except, of course,
you do work harder at home. You do work harder at home, I think, Bobby Crush. I think you do work harder. Mm-hmm. Because it's all set up for you at work. You just walk in and you just basically do it, and then you leave. But you seem to be on the go all the time at home. People keep contacting you more, for example, than they do face-to-face working.
This is the thing. This is the problem. I put all the technology in, and of course that always seems to crop up when I come on holidays because, Warren's easy to contact. He's just in Thailand with his girlfriend. That's all right. Let's just call him up now and get him to fix that. You know, so although there's the flip side that I made all that stuff work for their organisation, yet the only person that ever seemed to use it was me when they had something go wrong. You get me?
Well, I didn't answer an email for 3 years. I didn't answer any of my emails for 3 years, and I had almost 4,000 unanswered emails, right? And then eventually, when we did this online stuff, people would just be contacting me daily because they can. So you're just working far more, and all responsibility is devolved to somebody else because they say, "Well, we sent you an email. Didn't you get my email?" You know.
Yeah.
Whereas at work, I could completely, ironically, even though it's face to face, I could completely ignore everybody.
Bossa Nova. I work harder at home. I watch heaps of Netflix. It's exhausting.
And that too, and Pornhub.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So there are ups and downs with it. I think it's going to come down to an ethics issue for the employee, as well as some acceptance for the employer. There's going to have to be a sort of a middle road, blending at some stage that we're going to have to deal with. But it is going to come down to an ethical behaviour. Like yourself,
employers
Stephen,
can keep a close eye on you. They can spy on you almost. Like whereas when you're in the building, you can lose yourself in the room, or go to the toilet and sit there for 3 hours. But when you're online, like we had my director, she popped into. I was just talking to another teacher, and she popped into the chat. I thought, Jesus Christ, where'd she come from? They're watching you more.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of negatives with this. That's why I prefer. They want everything in their control. That's why they want to control the technology you use.
Oh yeah, but unfortunately, with most of the systems, that falls on the IT department to deal with that, because you can't give that to the general upper echelon staff, because they've got no clue how if they can use it. But yeah, I could quite easily open my management console and see, well, we've got 3 video conferences going on right now, and we've got sort of this live chat going on here, and I can although I'd have to then go and sort of get permission to log in to the session, right, as a like a watcher. Because we had those rules. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of insight into the stuff that people don't realise how much IT can be, in the background, dealing, watching and monitoring. And to you, it's just you. It's just me just talking to Stephen and Blue here.
They're all there.
That's it. There's a whole back end of unknowns that people don't know.
That's why I used my own mode of communication, because they couldn't monitor me, they couldn't interfere.
Yeah.
And the other beauty of what I was doing was, because I'm not a tech head, but I had one that worked for me, it was user friendly, and they couldn't keep an eye on me. So, and the beauty of mine is it never broke down. So if Google is far more reliable than anything they're going to have at work. But they don't want to understand what I'm saying because of all those other reasons. They want to keep an eye on you, but it's far more reliable. I was away teaching, and while they were still all working out how to do it, and I was already doing it. And I'm a complete dud on computers. So if but they don't want something that works. They want something that they can maintain what they see as control.
Yeah, Big Brother, the whole Big Brother aspect of life, which is getting back to what's going on with the world right now. Right, this is a major push to get more enforcement, remove your freedoms. It's one of the reasons why I live in Thailand. We were talking about that the other day as well.
It's annoying too. You've got usernames and passwords, and then you've got to put the code in when they call you on your mobile phone. Meanwhile, you could have been teaching for an hour.
Yeah.
But they've got to go through all these trust issues,
But we're talking about this, the freedoms that we have, here in Thailand. People sort of say, but it's run by a military regime. Well, yeah, it is. Yeah, but apart from the fact that we've got a bit of a social awareness of masks, that you could, I quite often, doing things that would be considered to be against the law. Riding a motorcycle without a helmet. It's in a side street. Nobody gives a shit. This is the personal freedoms you have. Some of the places we've been out to. These little touristy places. Handrails. What's a handrail? It's a freedom. Like if you fall down, you fall down. The personal freedoms.
Handrail. That's your knob, isn't it? That's your knob. Handrail.
Handrails. Safety rails, and we've been to some of these places where had a 1 2 minute to drink, you quite easily fall in a drink. But you'd never see that in the West, and they got to put you in cotton wool, right? But over here in Thailand, I'm pretty sure it's similar to most Asian places. It's personal responsibility that's your governing issue, and as long as you're not hurting somebody else, then quite frankly, unless of course they really want to take you to town. If you're not hurting somebody else, it's your life. Deal with it. Just don't.
Often expats enjoy themselves more under a military junta than they do a democratic system. Rightly or wrongly. I mean, for the average Thai, low-class Thai, it's not a good thing because they can't even vote. But for expats, they actually end up more secure. There's less crime to their personal safety in under a junta. That's the irony. So a lot of expats go, well, Jesus, it's great here. What are they going on about the army for? And it is cool for them, but it's not cool for some of the local, lower class Thais, of course.
Because they're the lower class Thais. Yeah, they're the bottom rung.
But it always works well for expats. I mean, I was in Burma, which was considered the land of fear, some called it.
Stephen Monash created his own language closely related to Friday night at the pub. Is that right, Stephen?
What happened?
This is a comment from Johnny. Stephen Monash created his own language closely related to Friday night at the pub.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to read this. Oh, create his own language. Close. Thanks, Johnny. But yeah, it's true. I had more security in what they call the land of fear, Burma, than I did in my own country. But that doesn't mean that the junta was good. It just means that I was, much harder to persecute than the actual people who live there.
Yeah, but
so you have a certain amount of immunity, but like you said, there's certain issues where you don't get that, like visas. If they want to clamp down, you'll feel their wrath then.
That's it.
Like they did in Thailand.
If you do something to upset them, then you'll be out quicker than you could say Rumpelstiltskin or supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is one of the things that it as I said, so people who like what I chat to here, they quite commonly talk about these issues. We'd never see that in America. We'd never see that in Australia. This is one of the great things about the chats we have. We can always chat about anything really. If you're not on our Discord, then you're missing out. I have my headphones on pretty much half the day. You're welcome to just jump in.
Who's Dan Andrews? Andy Stubbs? Who's Dan Andrews? I've never heard of him in Victoria.
Dan Andrews, isn't that a beer?
Probably
beer
the premier,
retail?
is he?
It's a beer retailer.
Probably the premier. I guess he's the premier.
I don't know. Dan Andrews. I thought it was a beer retailer. Dan Andrews, wasn't it?
No, I don't know. It shows you how much I've been keeping up.
God, no.
Oh God, I live here. We have a big brother in Victoria called Dan Andrews. Is he the premier, Andy Stubbs, is he? I've turned off politics now, so I barely follow it. Johnny's chimed in. He said he's the wanker that sold us out. Well, he's obviously not liked.
Okay,
Who is he? Dan Andrews?
Daniel Michael Andrews, an Australian politician who is the 48th Premier of Victoria, a post
there you go.
he has held since 2014. Okay, so that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Now we know who Dan Andrews is.
I guessed it. Yay! I guessed it. I live in Australia.
I'm pretty sure this sounds similar to a beer retailer, that we had in
doesn't seem well liked, put it that way. A politician selling you out, Johnny S. Jesus Christ, that's surprising.
Well, the trouble is that politicians only can govern sort of people who are less intelligent than them. And unfortunately, the schooling system has produced a freaking run of politicians who haven't got a fucking clue. Right?
That says a lot about Trump and his followers, doesn't it?
And half the people, you know, in Australia are more intelligent than the people who are governing them, and they don't like that shit. You know?
I once said that you get the leader you deserve, you know? And so we created the Trumps of this world, and like him or love him, he is the leader. So you got to say, well, there's something wrong with our system, something wrong with the majority that put him there.
Is political science even taught in schools these days in Australia?
Political and legal studies is.
But in secondary school?
So yes.
In secondary
now
school?
It is, yeah.
It is?
Yeah, now it is, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I know when my daughter was at school.
It's an option. Yeah, it's an option. You could choose
option.
Political and legal studies, and it carries a lot of weight when you get into uni as well. Like you get more points for it and shit. And then political science is a major that you can do, or it's still a soft science, but it's a major you can do, which I did myself.
So it's Dan Murphy is the one that I was thinking of. Dan Murphy said, Johnny. Thanks, Johnny, for correcting me on that one. I've been away for so long, I've forgotten who was who. But yes, that's the way it is, isn't it? It's just we're just losing touch with everything now.
Yeah. Governments don't govern anymore. They're just like a business now, you know.
They seem that they don't want to create more laws to justify their existence rather than just dealing with the stuff. I said, like, we were talking about this the other week, you know, look at the amount of laws. I know Europe, I think the EEC has got a freaking, 15 laws to govern, getting onto a train or something like that, just that's all they do is pass laws. But, it's got to the point, the fact that 99.9% of the laws we have in Australia could be simplified to the point of just one law. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, that's fair enough too.
Just simply don't be a dick. We don't need fucking 1,000 million laws to tell you just don't be a fucking dick. That's all it takes.
They could simplify the tax system too, and keep consistent with it, Every time you work hard in Australia, there's always some bastard willing to, ready to take it all off you, And you just can't, you lose the will to work. You really do, because you're working. Working poor is what we have now in Australia. We're just sort of in this cycle of work and bills, and we're all told it's for the national interest and keep going. You'll be right. Retire when you're 80. You can do it, son. Get in there.
Yeah, get in there.
And if you say I'm going to Thailand, you look like a traitor. What? You're going to enjoy yourself? Oh no! Come on, mate. Now hold on. Now you better check this out.
No.
It's everybody, the fun police. They're always trying to stop you having fun.
That's exactly how it all pans out these days, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we're there to make other people rich and to make the whole thing work, and that's it. And they're starting to worry now because people are becoming more independent. They're working online. They're becoming digital nomads, or dickheads, as somebody else calls them.
or we're running gaming live streams to make a bit extra cash. Yeah, playing games to make money.
running Pornhub or something like that. And they're worried now because as soon as governments lose control, that's when they start to worry. So they introduce all these laws you're talking about and bullshit measures, and because that's all they do now.
G'day, Psycho. How are you today?
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Still evening for you, I'd imagine. Nice and late for you.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, but it's summer in Alaska, so sun still got a few hours before it's cassette.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so getting up to summer. Do you actually get the land of the midnight sun over there?
Yeah. They're usually like around this time of year. June 20th or 21st. I forget what day it is. There's usually like a baseball game that happens. But we actually right here in Soldotna don't quite get the sun out at that time. It's just dingy. It's by no means dark. It's just dingy.
Just dingy, just a dull darkness. I think there was a who was that actor? There's a movie.
It's like the inside of my head.
Yeah. No, was it? So I'm just not Al Pacino. It's another one of the none of the big actors that did a movie about, he's a police officer.
De Niro.
Robert De Niro, I think it was. And he was having to deal with the sunlight at midnight. Having to black out all the windows in the hotel room. And he was doing some sort of. He was a cop up in Alaska trying to chase somebody down or something. And just getting a bit of a feel for that whole idea. That's just really kind of weird, But yeah, that's we're on a ball of dirt, circling a sun at 92 million miles. So there you go. That's what we get.
Somebody mentioned Monaco.
Digital nomads just clog up the free Wi-Fi at cafes. Well, we don't really sort of have the problem over here because most of the cafes now have at least fibre connections, with a gigabit connection. So, as long as your router can handle, 20 to 30 people on the Wi-Fi, then you're all good. But yeah, try to run digital nomads out of cafes in Australia, that'd be a different thing altogether.
Yeah, all the hippies and hipsters using it now.
I heard read an interesting rumor that Thailand's opening up on July 1st.
Where they're opening up local tourism and a few other things like that. I'd have to go and
I heard international flights.
Not that I know. Let me bring up my my email. Just hold on.
I think things are improving everywhere, but I think it's still away. Probably August, I'd say, my guess.
Let me bring up something here. Thai forums.
I base that on absolutely no knowledge at all, but August is my guess.
Let's might as well do this. Haven't done this for a while. Saturday morning, open link.
Well, yeah, let me see what Fire Talk says. They're usually pretty on the ball about it.
They don't want to be closed at Christmas, put it that way. They lose a lot of money.
If you're not familiar with Thai Visa, they do an email service which keeps you pretty much abreast of everything that's going on. So we'll see what's actually on the news at the moment.
Keyword breast.
Okay. So here's the first article. What's it? Thailand has no foreign tourists in April as borders closed. Set edges up as Thailand readies for third round of lockdown easing. I've never looked at the Australian dollar actually broke 21 again. I did a transfer, which was pretty cool.
The article's on the Tiger.
Is it? Oh, we'll get to that. I think they cover the Tiger here as well. So we've been floating at 21.2 on the exchange. So not too bad for Siam Cement Packaging subsidiary given the green light for an IPO. In general news, is it? Okay, let me have a look. So copy link.
Dengue warning. Ooh, God, that'd be a horrible thing to get.
July 1 will end all lockdowns in Thailand, including international travel. Okay, and July 1? I was just thinking June. Yeah. I was thinking June 1, so got another month here. So it will lift all remaining businesses. Right. And July 1, according to the national. But I think there's a whole bunch of their scrutiny on anybody coming in. That's what I did come across. Something.
Yeah, that would not surprise me.
I heard you still had to go into quarantine for 14 days.
Still have to quarantine for 14 days.
Fuck that. I mean, I'm not doing that if I've got a space. What's the point if you're only going for 2 weeks? I mean, you've got to spend it in quarantine.
Yeah, it's pointless on a 2-week holiday, but it's for people coming. Well, it's more for people repatriation. Like there's a whole bunch of foreigners that went back to their home country and they've got Thai family here and they've been unable to get back in, and that's one of the things that they're trying to address. People trying to conduct business, like business people at the moment are having all sorts of difficulties getting in, right? But they're going to ease those restrictions. Authorities have serious discussions after emergency decree. We've now got
money talks.
We've got it's money talks. That's it. I think the social experiment,
money trumps health.
the social experiment, from as far as Thailand was concerned, is over. Right? They realised how much control they have over everything, and they probably will use that again and again. It's like a military coup, isn't it? Let's have a military coup without bullets. Let's put everybody in their houses. But
So a lot of people are using the coronavirus for leverage in all sorts of areas now, and you don't know what's embellished and what's not. And of course, if your default argument's always, well, what if somebody gets the coronavirus, so that you can do anything now.
Yep.
You can introduce what you like, and you can't really argue against it. You say, it makes sense. If I was Thailand, I'd keep everybody in quarantine too, because we don't want it being spread.
Yeah, here's one that said, this is there's a thing to consider, because this app is not in English, so you actually have to approve a whole bunch of things, right, and exactly how much they're going to spy on you, right, and it's all in Thai. You need a Thai to translate it for you as best as they can. Business operators and customers will need to be required to use the Thai Chanya mobile app to check-ins and check-outs of business permitted to reopen during the next month. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be sort of again part of the new normal. It's all going to be there.
It's a money earner too. It's a good little nest egg. Imagine that you've got a certain sum of money from every person that travels there for 2 weeks. The cost, and you've got to pay for it all yourself.
Well, the thing I got no problem about the app. The thing I got a problem about the app is the fact that it leaves your Bluetooth open. Right, I only allow my Bluetooth to pair to my headphones, and I only turn my Bluetooth on to pair to my headphones. Right, so when I'm out, right, I have to take my headphones off because they're Bluetooth, because you can only have one Bluetooth channel open. It's not like, and that's the thing, that Bluetooth is registering against other Bluetooth sources in that local area to so know how much contact you've got, right? And unfortunately, knowing IT and security, it's probably one of the most haphazard fucking security envelopes on the market, and can be easily hacked. Never leave your Bluetooth open, unless of course it's paired with something, because it can be hacked so easily. People don't know that. People it's on my phone. It's okay.
I thought Bluetooth was only for the car.
But there's
a lot of devices.
Bluetooth is ubiquitous across pretty much all platforms these days.
It's not ubiquitous; it's everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. It's everywhere.
I don't know what's that word you're using, but it's everywhere.
But yes, so Bluetooth is everywhere, and unfortunately, it's one of the most easily hackable systems on the planet. Secondly, I think probably only sort of comparative to public Wi-Fi systems. Again, it's so easy to spoof a public Wi-Fi system and steal somebody's details.
So, in a sentence, what's Bluetooth? It's in your car. What's it do?
It's a radio communication, but it's a low range frequency, right? Connection does up to about 30 meters. Unlike Wi-Fi, which will do up to about 100 meters, right? But Wi-Fi needs a system to broadcast where you're connecting, whereas Bluetooth is a system that is like it's a sender receiver. It's like a can with two cans with a piece of string in the middle, right? If you've got two Bluetooth devices, they can see each other.
So it's like Wi-Fi.
Well, basically,
less distance.
It's just like Wi-Fi.
Yeah, it even works on. It overlaps with the 2.4 gigahertz frequencies.
So it's basically so you can talk on your phone while you're driving, all sort of things.
That's why that was one of its initial claims to fame. Yeah, right. But of course,
but now like the Apple AirPods, all of those use Bluetooth.
Yeah. This is my little.
You can use it as a hotspot now.
Here's my little, earbuds. These are Bluetooth.
Not really with Bluetooth. You're not using Bluetooth as a hotspot. I mean, in theory, with a lot of technical kind of junking around, you could.
Warren,
But
show us your Bluetooth again, Warren.
This is my Bluetooth. These are my Bluetooth earbuds. Right. They're like the AirPods that Apple have, but they're not Apple.
Closing your mouth. Show us your Bluetooth.
Forget it. I didn't realise you just idiot. But yeah, so it has a short range. It's always if you let it always on, it's always on, which means the fact that another Bluetooth devices can always see Bluetooth devices. Right, that's one of its problems, and of course it can be hacked. Same with public Wi-Fi systems. You can have somebody with a laptop with a Linux kernel. You can spoof the MAC addresses of the device, right? And then you can broadcast a louder signal, right, to the guy next to you, and all of a sudden he's now connected to your Wi-Fi instead of the public Wi-Fi in the hotel, or public Wi-Fi at the cafeteria, right? And basically,
that's what you do, is it?
Well, I know how to do it, right? But I don't do it. You get caught. It's a long stint in jail, believe me. But that's the sort of things that. But look, I had many hats when I was working. I was the IT infrastructure. I was, because I had a programming background, I was also brought into meetings, or looking at code snippets, when people got problems, why is this not working? So I got to having an extra set of eyes to see if I could see what they missed. Obviously, when it came to security, I managed the security aspect of the organisation. I did everything. That was why they paid me.
That's code everybody for Warren saying, ring IT.
Yeah, that was it. People.
What's the spill you guys have when somebody rings up? Go on, be honest. What's the spill when somebody rings up? What do you tell us?
Hello, this is the IT department. Please hold.
Yeah, that's it. And then you all
IT department, please hold.
Fingers up at it.
IT department, please hold.
People like me get shat on from a great height from you, bastard.
That was from a sketch from the Internet Help Desk from Three Dead Trolls on a Baggie. I think I played it for you, didn't I? Three Dead Trolls on a Baggie. The Internet Help Desk. The new guy comes in.
Most of you nerds aren't doing anything in there.
Hold button, that's your friend. Hold button, that's your friend. Internet Help Desk, hold.
Pricks.
Anyway.
Yeah. And then you end up in a bloody India or somewhere. What do they call those places? Call centre.
Yep.
And they're doing all the work for you while you guys are sitting there bloody circle jerking.
Well, that's because of the fact that people in Australia won't sit on a phone internet help desk for $5 an hour. They will, for that equivalent in India. Basically.
We're on to you, nerd. We know what you do now.
That's what it is. It all comes under costs.
Insight through him.
Yeah, it all comes under costs.
I got insight through him.
Psycho's putting up a whole bunch of stuff in the in the news channel there.
Oh, is he?
You gonna make me read that stuff, or are you gonna tell us?
That's why he's a psycho.
Oh, I just posted something from Flyer Talk. It's it's a forum, but the information there is generally pretty accurate. And one of the guys says that. For July, stuff's reopening, stuff about anyway, end of June. But they're saying that it's like what you speculated, is that it's when they open up in July that it's going to be, a 14-day quarantine. You're going to have to make sure that you're tested beforehand before you get on the plane. Like if you look at Cambodia, I also posted a link to the IATA Travel Center,
yeah, I saw that one,
which has like every country and their COVID related what you need in order to go there, if you can go there. Right now you can go to the UK or Mexico, no problem.
Might have to soon.
Well, they got open borders, have they?
Yeah, completely open.
And they wonder why they got so many cases.
Everybody's going to Mexico. Patty is called Little Mexico, don't you?
I've never heard it called Little Mexico, but
that's code. That's code.
sort of
Don't
fits,
tell
doesn't it?
anybody that.
Is that code, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
I don't like Mexico at all. Well, I don't know. Mexico's okay, but I prefer Thailand to Mexico.
Sounds good to me. Sounds exciting.
Anyway, any other news articles here in the Thai visa?
Charles Bronson's in
Turtle
Mexico.
entangled. Sweden excluded as neighbours Denmark and Norway ease travel. Sweden excluded. Norway and Denmark will allow tourists to travel between the two countries from mid-June. The government's announced. This is again sticking one finger up at Sweden because they didn't put a lot of people in lockdown. You know, they were showing people it wasn't necessary.
That's not Thailand. Happy hour's only 3 hours there. Thailand, it's 24.
Yep. In broadside against Thailand, Trump moves towards ending Hong Kong privileges. Seven shot. The 7 shot in Louisiana. Louisville protests over killing black woman.
He's as mad as a hatter, that guy.
Minneapolis police officer charged with murder for George Floyd, so he should be. New committee eyed the management of special economic zones. Patio. Filthy blackwater floods into sea. Well, again, this is tires and other oil and crap that gets washed down through the ship, through the streets.
That filthy black water floods into the sea just as authorities plan to open beach again. Yuck! What's that? All sewage?
No, it's road refuse. What's
that restaurant it's coming out of? That's a popular restaurant there.
Well, it's near. It is actually near Walking Street.
That's that one. I've been there. The beer garden, isn't it?
I'm not quite sure which one it is, but.
No, the one time
no wonder their food tastes like shit.
Move up of James Bond. India returns alleged bird spy to Pakistan. Opposition wants special House panel to monitor spending of huge loan. Thailand's opposition parties will propose that the House of Representatives set up an extraordinary House committee to monitor the government spending of the 1.9 trillion baht loan, which is part of the 3 executive decrees intended to cushion COVID-19 impacts on the economy, business and people in Thailand.
Opposition doesn't look very big there, does it? Not many people there.
Again, yeah. Movie theatre set to open, but new normal means no drinks or popcorn in the movie theatres. And I think 3 are and it's 1 seat, and they have to have the 2 seats 2 seats apart. So I did catch that one earlier this week.
And you 2 meters from the screen.
The US will be a better friend to Thailand. Will it? Okay, yeah. Next page. This is only Saturday Live, of course, as well. We go back a day. There's always news. It's a great way to keep in touch with what's going on in Thailand. Thunder showers and flash floods forecast for many parts. Yes, so we got. This is now coming up to June. This is now heading into rainy season. If people hadn't figured that one out. Thailand
Unplug's a better way to update for the news. He's 24/7.
Yeah, lockdown ease. You're free to travel, but without freedom. So let's have a look at that one. Let's just see what the open the new tab. Okay, because I'd go to Sanook, but unfortunately Sanook's in Thai. So if you look, the Thai article itself is actually in Thai. And, my translator worked for a change. No, I don't want. Just go away. Go away. Right. Okay. So can now cross to province as a result. Tourist attractions began to open, such as World Heritage sites, cultural centres, but beach is still closed. Excuse me.
All the places people don't want to go are open.
Yeah, people are closing. the places of interest nobody wants to go.
Yeah, museums. Museums are open. Oh, beauty. Let's race down there.
However, be aware that after more relaxation, I'm trying to kill myself now. travel across provinces is choke myself to death.
My ass is a heritage site.
Oh, got COVID. Well, it's just sitting on my larynx.
Son.
Yeah,
How you
getting a grip. As for questions of keeping the curfew, because we forbid selling liquor in restaurants, but can buy them to eat at home. But there are
This could go viral if you die on air.
yeah, could do. Finally, just to get a viral video on my channel. That's all it needs. Like that's the only way you make it into YouTube land these days is to go viral, right?
Yeah, it's like a painter or an artist. You get richer
Yeah.
after you die.
Anyway, the short version that you can go out, but not with total freedom. He said, forget going to the beach just yet. He said, but World Heritage Site is all open. They generally reiterated that staying home was still best to protect against the spread of the virus. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just don't go out unless, of course, you have to.
Same in Australia. Can't go anywhere.
Fatality risk
can,
high
but-
for smokers infected. Well, that's completely a reverse of what they've got data on out of Italy and China. Right, if you get it, obviously you've got obviously a lung inhibition already if you're a smoker. But there's a saying there's a 2/3 less chance. If you're in that environment, if you're a smoker, there's actually less chance that you're actually going to get the virus. But of course, if you do get it, then of course your lungs are already fucked, so there you go. Deal with it. Sorry. All of my friends are smokers. I used to be a smoker, and my lungs are pretty good now, after 7 years.
I know a lot of people on Soy 6 that are smokers.
No casualties from fire in dormitory, police general hospital. They had a hot fire down there. A senior police officer killed in Suppenbury car crash. Woman missing since 2004 is not a victim of ice metal casket. DNA proves she was murdered in the murder case had been solved. Airline call centre employee stole TV presenter data to buy online games. What was it?
Actually, that's a point. What's Thai Airways? What's the latest on them at the moment? Thai Airlines.
They're in
What's going
they're
on?
in administration. They've gone into
So
administration.
the government has taken them back. Is there any
Yeah.
articles on that, Thai Airlines?
Well, they've gone into administration.
Yeah, I don't think the government is bailing them out.
No, they're basically.
But the government's taking control, though, aren't they? Of it?
No, they've allowed them to go into voluntary administration, which means the fact that all creditors are being put on hold. If you have Thai Airways tickets, that's it. You stand in the list of creditors, right? Once they work out the rescue package, you may get your money back if you've given them money. So.
Interesting to see what the fares are going to be when they all start up again. And
No, there's no airline in the current fare structure can make any money. That's the bottom line.
they're going to triple, aren't they?
1/3 capacity. They're going to put they might as well convert all the planes to business class. That would be my answer.
That'll-
Rip out all the
that'll rule me
economy, rip out all the economy seats and put them all business class seats, right? And then charge business class travel, right?
Right.
That's the only
So
way
it's
I
going
can
to cost
see.
me.
Yeah,
It's going to cost me $10,000 to get to Land of Smiles.
yeah, more than likely. Have I thought about becoming a doctor?
You're enjoying having
you
everybody
could get,
Warren's
you could get
enjoying
some
having
good
everybody locked
business
out.
class deals for 3,000.
Yeah. Our stray live-in cat had 4 kittens on Thursday. That's our local news. We have this stray cat that's decided to call our house home because we feed it. So we've adopted a cat, and she's been pregnant. She got pregnant, and now we've got 4 kittens. Life is never dull around our house, I tell you.
Typical pussy.
Yeah, they've got more pussy than a go-go bar. that'll come back and bite me. Somebody's gonna cut that out and put it up on their own video. So, look at what Warren's saying now about Thailand. Yeah, it's all out of context. Travel will cost you double. Yeah, and that statement will cost me double too. Dim sims and mini dim sims. Anyway, look, we're just chatting, we're just chilling. I suppose we've got a few funnies on my. Let's see if we can get a few funny bits before we close up. And just for fun, what do we got in here? Let me just bring up the page again. What have we got? Actually, let's not do it there. Let's do it through there so it goes straight up. Let me get a new tab. Bring the tab over here.
No more cheap flight centres around, that's for sure.
And then we go. So this was the first one that on the list.
How are you guys?
Hello, is that Jaxtus? Is it?
It is.
What are you up to?
I just spawned in.
We are still live on YouTube, so.
Oh, are we? Sweet. How is everybody?
Good.
Hello.
Yeah. So.
Are you guys playing Imperium, or are you guys doing other stuff?
No, we're just doing our normal Saturday morning live chat. We're just in the finishing up, so we'll be probably with you in 10 to 15 minutes.
No dramas. Talk to you later.
Okay. So what really happened in Wuhan? Talking about pussycats. You see that one, of course. Okay. Moving right along.
Don't mention the war.
Don't mention the war.
Not allowed to say Wuhan or CV or anything like that. Just don't mention it. Even though it's all over your screen.
Oh, they're going to demonetize the video anyway. They don't ban it, they'll just demonetize it. If your kids ever want to know how important education is, show them an Obama speech and then a Trump speech. Here's how like Blues Inc. sent this one in. The truth is, seriously, I'm not bored. They've changed the rappers, halved the rappers, and that one's been around for a long time.
Seriously, I'm not bored. Milky stickers, minis, R's, twat.
Okay, here's the next one.
That's a Kit Kat bar with
Free porn! Using the branding for Pornhub. If you get a link called free porn, don't open it. It's a virus which deactivates the spell check and incredibly. I don't watch porn, so I didn't open it. Please warn your friend Wanks.
People are sick of it. They've got so much time on there. People they've lost the plot.
Oggy sent this one here in. The heroes checking these heroes checking on essential workers warms my heart. This is typical of the truck stops in America. They have the street urchins that provide their services.
Jesus Christ! The size of that one. That's like a sea monster, not a sea urchin.
Right, okay, this is one that's more close to the heart. Socrates once said, smart people learn from everything and everyone. Average people learn from their experience. Stupid people already have all the answers there.
It's true.
It is true. I'd like to be able to play this one here from Bill Mayer, but unfortunately that'll get a takedown because I couldn't really add to it. It is so good, but I'll make sure that it's on my. If you want to check it out, you can go and check the Discord. Grammatis. David sent this one in. It's a good one from David. COVID-19. This is a drawing from a kid to remind everybody to wash their hands. Anyone else who thinks otherwise, go stand in that corner. Just wait the 10 seconds for you to get that one.
Yeah, we've kind of got it.
You kind of got it.
Want me to explain what I think the pictures look like?
Well, I said I'll just make sure this one's okay. I found them myself.
It's a giant mushroom. That's what it is, and the picture below is a stalk.
Omi sent this one in. That's what I know, because he's been sent some other stuff that I couldn't put up. I had to read it first. Right, I have found myself a new hobby. Whenever I'm at a crowded place, I pretend to call someone, then start coughing really hard and talk about how my vacation in Wuhan was. So far, I've counted 482 people panicking. It's fun.
Yeah, it's like that guy who started coughing when the police officer pulled him up, remember? And he got off the ticket.
Did he? I haven't seen that one, but yeah.
Yeah, he got pulled up by the police officer, and then he started coughing, and the police officer sort of backs away, says, "Don't worry about it," puts his book away.
Here we are, 6 months after wearing face masks. Charming, isn't it?
That's a good one. Easy to pick your nose, I suppose.
This one here I actually posted, I rebroadcast out of Facebook, which I don't normally make a habit of it, but I thought this was just poignant. I think it came up on Nick's feed, Nick from Patia. Be good to your spouse during this lockdown. Remember, right now they could poison you and it would be counted as a common death.
Daniel Cormier, that we go.
Right, this one here I think saw on somebody's feed, I can't remember who it was. What did we learn during lockdown? Mum's a pisshead. Dad's shit at DIY. You can wipe your ass with newspaper.
That's good.
And of course, this one's not COVID related. This one was just sent by. That's obviously American sick humour. Take on the current situation with that police officer. Yeah.
Oh no!
You gotta love America. We all love America. Anyway, so just a bit of a crack at all the fun stuff that's been sent in. Don't forget, if you've got some funny things, come into the Discord, drop them in there just for fun. We love to laugh at them, and it may even go up in the live feed if we can afford to to display it. That is. Anyway, what have we got? It's 25 minutes to 12. We've gone for an hour and a half. It's been a good fun outing with everybody. We've had a 2 baht worth of bullshit and picking on the establishment and the weird stuff that's going on in the world. Qantas is supplying hand wash and masks that's it. No social distance. Well, that's for planes, is it? Qantas is doing that. Blue, what's happening down your way with flights and everything else like that? How are they going to deal with flights out of your area, because you're in the flight industry? Are you still listening? He's in the chat. He's probably gone off and pressed a few buttons. Oh, well, maybe he's not there.
Who's that?
Blue. He's in the the industry. Oh, Psycho's just sent one in. The vibe.
He's from Singapore, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think he works.
I looked for it on the map. You looked for it on the map, but I couldn't find it.
Bill Simpson. Bill Simpson. We're just about to close up, and Bill Simpson's just dropped in. Bill Simpson, how you doing? You finally made it
Bill.
back. He usually comes on the Discord as well, but he's probably maybe finding it a bit difficult.
Yeah, I've spoken to Bill before.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
But yeah, we've had a fun day. We've had a fun day picking on the establishment, and I think given the fact that they automatically demonetize the live stream once they do what they call the closed captions on it. Like whatever. That like we are moving into if you don't live in the narrative that they're trying to drive, that's it. You're being suppressed.
Narrative.
The Orwellian narrative, right? So we'll just continue to do our Saturday, right? And maybe we'll just continue to just as long as we just keep it above the belt, let's just pick on the establishment.
Animal farm.
Big
animal farm.
They can't stop us from picking the establishment. They'll use copyright and a few other things to take you down, but they can't suppress your voice. They can stop you making a few bucks on the video. That's okay. It's just a few bucks. It's the price of a freaking smoothie, or something like that. It's not going to break the bank, but hey, let's just pick on the establishment. Like we do this all the time when we're offline. Let's just bring it online. Let's just really just start to pick on them and see if we can get a big viewership of, anti-establishmentarianism. We'll change the name of what's happening around Thailand now. This is the anti-establishmentarianism. This is the.
That's why I voted for Trump.
This is the Legion of the Dynamic Discord. Let's just seed discord into the chaos sphere, and hopefully we'll change the world. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up now, and let me see if I can find the close out.
Cue the song.
Well, actually,
get off.
we've got a closing screen now, which has got a bit of different thing, and it's got all the blurb, and so when it goes in, it got all the links and all that sort of stuff, which you don't hear because I can't feed that back into here. Why, Bobby Crush? Warren is the new Che Guevara. I'll have to go and get one of these T-shirts, yes, or even a beanie. I'll see if I can get. Next time at the markets, I'll see if I can get one of those little beanies.
No.
Che Guevara had. I do have my mask.
Make sure you got the little knob on top. The little ball of fur.
I do have my mask. That's it. We'll reinvent Anonymous in our own image.
Anonymous, there he is.
There he is. Hasta la revolution. Yes, hasta la revolution. Let's just all, there's only so many guns, and there's more people in America that have got guns in the police force. Start using them, guys.
Anarchy. We need anarchy. Anarchy.
Let's have anarchy. Everything else, we've tried everything else has failed. So anarchy. That's the only solution going forward, guys. Let's just be anarchists.
People, dreadlocks, hipsters, and hammocks. Let's go.
I need hair. Sorry, I need hair for dreadlocks.
Let's start eating bamboo again. Come on.
Anyway, nice to have you guys along. As fun. Always having fun. And we'll catch up with you next time. Where's the closing screen?
Eat bamboo and put thousands and millions of Asians on the street. Come on, eat bamboo.
So stick around, guys. We'll continue our chat in the lobby. I'll just get this stream off there so we can start swearing. Start swearing. Okay, here's the closing screen.
Get off.
We can't hear it because it's actually a closing screen video bit. The screen just for their benefit.
I've been muted yet again.
No, they can hear you.
Oh, sorry.
And me.